and unaided across the Pacific. Miriam Payne and Jess Rowe made the voyage from Peru to Cairns in Australia, travelling 8,000 miles aboard Velocity, a 9-metre-long vessel, with the journey taking over 160 days. And I'm delighted to say that Miriam and Jess join us now. A very good morning to both of you, and huge congratulations on what is quite an extraordinary achievement. You've done this epic journey, unsupported and non-stop. So, massive congratulations. How are you both feeling now that your feet are on firm ground?
Thank you so much. I mean, it doesn't feel real. It hasn't really sunk in yet. I mean, it feels like only yesterday we left Peru to set off on the Pacific Ocean. But I mean, it's amazing to be in Australia after, you know, the whole 2-year campaign before the Rowe. Yeah, absolutely incredible.
But Miriam, you had a tough time at the end, didn't you? You had the ends literally in sight, but the last few hours were really tough, weren't they?
Yeah, it was a bit dramatic. The wind was way higher than forecast. We pretty much had to row into a 20-knot headwind. We were outside the channel coming in. We thought we were going to have to run aground and swim to shore. We're like, the crocodiles and sharks here. What are we going to do? And we just said to each other, we can't come this close and lose the records in the last in the last 5 miles. It's just insane. So we just kept on going and radioed up the marina, and they said that, you know, there's flatter water ahead and the wind is going to calm down. So we were rowing as hard as we could, and pretty achy. We didn't have much left by the time we finished, but it was a bit wild.
Well, now it's Jackie here, Miriam and Jess. Congratulations, amazing achievement. Can't even imagine how you finished that. We saw some really nice pictures of you earlier in the programme, some TikToks that you'd done of like all the, you know, special moments, birthdays and things like that. Tell us about the most terrifying part of being out on the ocean. I mean, was there a moment where you thought, we've taken on too much here?
We didn't really have any moments that we were terrified. I mean, we absolutely loved every minute of it. There were definitely some pretty brutal challenges along the way. We had a lot of equipment failures and that kind of thing. So, you know, we got pretty down when we thought on our first attempt, when our rudder broke, and our spare rudder had also been manufactured wrong, and then the dagger board, we couldn't turn that into our rudder, and we thought, oh my goodness, you know, it's all over and we're only a week in. So we had lots of moments like that, but no, we weren't really ever terrified. I mean, it's pretty peaceful out on the Pacific.
That's extraordinary that you weren't scared, because you were navigating these giant shipping lanes. I mean, you would have had extraordinary storms that you were encountering. I was reading about 30-foot waves, but you seem to have just taken it all in your stride.
Yeah, I mean, with the waves, we didn't have any storms. We had some times where big waves, but a lot of the time we had a lot of really calm weather, which is actually a lot harder because the rowing's harder and it's really hot. We had some quite intense heat. Shipping lanes, it was quite tricky actually, because we had a lot of power issues and had most of our equipment turned off. So like our AIS alarm that alerts you to ships passing by, we didn't have enough power to have that turned on. So my dad at home was keeping an eye on marine traffic, which is like a ship's tracking app, and then sort of texting us on the satellite device to say, oh, there's a ship in the area, like keep an eye out for it and stuff like that. And yeah, most of the time we didn't have the chart plotter on either with the power issues. So our weather router was keeping us right, but you know, it's all part of the adventure, and getting through those challenges just makes it even more worthwhile now we're on land.
We are just looking at these lovely videos of you kind of totally enjoying the whole thing, and the boat's rocking from side to side. Tell us about the sleep deprivation, because we're kind of always talking about it between ourselves here, because we work on early television and we get up at 3 a.m. But that is nothing compared to what you guys did. Tell us how you managed to navigate that and just keep doing it over and over again. 2 hours sleep a night. I can't even contemplate.
It was definitely the toughest part of the whole row, the sleep deprivation. So we were doing 2 hours off, 2 hours on and off, day and night, throughout the beginning of the crossing. And then as we got closer to Australia, we'd do more hours, and then until we were just both rowing together all day, and then just doing 2 hours on, 2 hours off at night time. But we were constantly, I mean, I was the worst for it. I was always falling asleep on the oars, and I would just and hit the deck. And there were even occasions when we'd literally just swapped over and I hadn't even got my feet strapped in yet, and I was sat on the chair with my hands on the oars, just like this. It was so hard to stay awake, especially when there was full cloud cover and there was no moonlight and no stars to look at. And we did have these Shocks headphones, so we did listen to a lot of music and podcasts and audiobooks to try and keep us awake. We also drank lots of coffee, and yeah, I mean, it was really tough out there. And yeah, we didn't get to sleep longer than 2 hours for the whole trip.
Jess once fell asleep eating her snacks at night, and I came out of the cabin. So I just fell asleep, there were just crumbs everywhere.
How do you feel now physically? Do you feel okay?
Weirdly, we haven't found it so far quite as bad as our Atlantic crossing. I think it's different. When we've been walking, we sort of tend to get worse as we go along. So seizing up a lot, like our hips are quite sore and we're quite achy. But I think when we're sort of sat down and still, we're not too bad actually.
And reflecting back on it, we've talked a lot about the challenges and all the difficult bits. What were the highlights? What were the sort of amazing moments that have really stayed with you?
Gosh, there were so many amazing moments. I mean, pretty much every day we were just high on life and just thought, gosh, what an amazing opportunity. It's just fantastic to be out here. And I think the wildlife for us was just incredible. We could not have been closer to wildlife if we tried. We had booby birds spending the night on our boat. We saw a sperm whale literally 5 meters away from us. It was absolutely enormous. We caught a tuna, which was pretty much the only fresh food we had. We were growing greens as well out of our home harvest. I mean, yeah, just the night skies, the sunrises, the sunsets.
Yeah, that does sound beautiful. Yeah. And what about the joys of being back on dry land? What was your first meal when you got back? Is there something that you've been dreaming of the whole time that you managed to tuck into when you got back?
Yeah, it was funny because the first half of the crossing, we were craving steak and chips so badly. And then the second half, it was pizza. So we had the most incredible pizza last night and a beer. We've just kind of got the munchies a bit at the moment. We actually ran out of snacks about 30 days ago. So, because we really struggled with the freeze-dried ration. So sometimes we doubled up on our snack packs. And we ran out, so we're just on the freeze-dried rations for sort of like the last couple of weeks. And so all we talked about was all the food we want to eat. So we've got the munchies a little bit at the moment.
Oh, I don't blame you. You know, we're looking at you two, a fantastic achievement. I mean, you two are the same age as our daughters. And the thought of letting my daughter out in a boat to do that kind of crossing, well, honestly, she wouldn't be allowed. What have your families said to you? I mean, they must have been worried the entire time.
I think they probably have. I mean, I don't think they've slept very much, probably have had as much sleep as we have, to be honest. But we have had so much support from our families. They've pretty much had full-time jobs the whole time we've been out on the ocean. And yeah, it's been absolutely incredible, the support that we've had.
Oh, well, Jess Rowe, Miriam Payne, congratulations once again. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. It's been brilliant to chat through your amazing adventure and achievement. And just go and get back to the snacks now.
Yeah, keep snacking.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.